the vampire who couldn't leave her. The night was colder than usual when Emma finished her shift at the small bookstore. The streets were empty, and the moon hung low in the sky, casting pale silver light across the quiet road. She felt it again, that strange feeling, like someone was watching her. Emma stopped walking and turned around. "Hello," she called softly. No answer, just the whisper of wind through the trees. She shook her head and kept walking, unaware that someone was indeed watching her from the shadows. Across the street, a tall man stood under a broken streetlight. His eyes glowed faintly red. His name was Adrian, and he had been alive for over 300 years. Adrian was a vampire. He had seen kingdoms fall, cities rise, and countless human lives fade like morning mist. Humans were fragile, temporary, and usually meaningless to him. But Emma was different. The first time he saw her was 3 months ago when she laughed while reading a book outside the cafe. That sound, bright and warm, had stopped him in his tracks. Something in his ancient heart had stirred, something dangerous. Since then, he had followed her every night, keeping his distance, watching over her like a silent guardian, not because he wanted her blood, but because he feared what would happen if he got too close. Tonight, however, fate had other plans. As Emma turned the corner into a dark alley shortcut, 3 men stepped out of the shadows. "Where are you going so late?" one of them sneered. Emma's heart jumped. Before she could run, a cold wind rushed past her. The men suddenly froze. A tall figure appeared between them and Emma. Adrian, his eyes burned crimson in the darkness. "Leave," he said quietly. Something in his voice made the men stumble backward, in terror before running away into the night. Emma stared at him, breathing fast. Who are you?" For a moment, Adrian said nothing. He looked at her the way a starving man looks at food, and yet he stepped back. "You shouldn't walk alone at night," he said softly. Emma frowned. "You saved me. The least you can do is tell me your name." The vampire hesitated, then finally spoke. "Adrian." Emma smiled faintly. "Well, thank you, Adrian." That simple smile struck him harder than any blade, because Adrian suddenly realized something terrifying. For the first time in 300 years, he didn't want the night to end, and he didn't want to leave her.